We are on the way to Vatican City.
We're going to make a wish as you do.
On and on and on. I think it was definitely a good choice to work our way south and get into Italy mid-January, because today is just another perfect day, even temperature-wise.
Yeah, it feels good. We ate at what is now one of our favorite places, kind of in our neighborhood, our home base.
Yeah.
And we're stuffed, and we're gonna take a long walk to kind of just like let the food settle. And our first stop today is a really beautiful park. Here it is called Villa Borghese, but I probably said that wrong. The villa was made for really high people in society, and now it's this beautiful open park. The grounds are, and it is a wonderful day. Like Brian said earlier, the weather is perfect, the birds are out, and we're just gonna walk around and enjoy this nature and fresh air before we go to the next spot, which is really famous and popular.
One really nice thing is that it is Monday, and it definitely feels a lot less busy. So yeah, we're mid-January on a Monday. Hopefully that means that today and tomorrow some of the big touristy sites won't be quite as crowded. I mean, you guys saw the Trevi Fountain yesterday. Hopefully it's at least half of that number when we go, because I don't know, I mean, obviously, like, what do you expect when we go to the big touristy sites like this if they're going to be busy year-round?
Also, we're gonna have our guard up when we go to the next place where we're going, which are the Spanish Steps and the Trevi Fountain. We were warned that these two places are notorious for getting pickpocketed, and they're very busy and beautiful and stuff like that. So yeah, try to plan out your stuff on the weekday if you can.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, not overly crowded here. The view's decent, but I thought it'd maybe be higher. And I think for you guys too, there's probably some depth that you guys aren't quite able to make out on the video. Like, we could probably see a bit further, things that we're seeing feel a bit more grand that are further away.
And down below where the fountain is, it's definitely more crowded down there.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, we bypassed all of it, so good job, Google Maps. You get a win this time.
There is just one more place right behind us that we can get an even higher view, which we'll check out, and then we will go to the next spot. We're here at the Trevi Fountain and we're going to make a wish as you do. Ready? You got something in your mind? Okay, throw it over your shoulder.
A few moments later.
And of course, we couldn't leave Italy without getting some gelato.
And first of all, we are aware that getting gelato right next to the Trevi Fountain is not where you'd find the best gelato.
Yeah,
But-
or the cheapest.
Or the cheapest, but we're just gonna do it. Sorry. We're gonna eat it. We're gonna get it here so then we can eat it on our way to our final place for the day.
Yeah.
Looking at pictures, it looked big, but in person it is like, you can see it from blocks and blocks and blocks down the street.
So one thing we're gonna miss so much about doing this trip, we were just navigating back. We're like, okay, let's start heading back in the direction of our hotel. And we're just gonna miss when you're walking back to your hotel, just sort of casually having something like the Colosseum in the background or the Eiffel Tower in the background or, you know, anything else. I mean, we're gonna miss that, right? You start to almost take it for granted a little bit when you're on these trips because it's just there, right? And you're walking and we'll probably see it for another 10, 15 minutes of our walk before it disappears. But once we go back home, there's gonna be none of that, you know? Like our nearest downtown is probably just gonna be standard skyscrapers. There aren't these big, ancient, or just completely iconic structures. I don't know. I think we're starting to really get down to the end of it, so I'm starting to realize this is all gonna go away soon. And it's really, really sad.
That also reminds me of how young of a country America is. Like, yeah, there's old things in Denver where we're moving, but not like the Colosseum.
Yeah.
And not like a lot of the things that we've seen on this trip, so.
Right. I mean, you can go east, you can go to like Virginia, you
Yeah.
can see Jamestown. So you're getting like 1608 is about how old those things are. But then you look it down at something like the Colosseum, and we were reading dates yesterday, like what, 170 or
70.
something, or just 70, not even
It was
170.
just 70.
Just
yeah.
70. So, yeah, it's completely different world. And yeah, we're going to Colorado, which is west, so it's not even 1800s until you
Yeah.
start getting into a lot of that history. There's Native American history, of course,
Right.
which is older, but our country didn't do a very good job of preserving a lot of it. So
Yeah. And while we're on the topic, today is January 15th. So we literally have, 16 days left on this trip before February 1st when we leave. So we're trying to stay present, but we're also so sad.
yeah. Okay, let's go be sad
Yeah. While looking at the Coliseum.
while looking at the Colosseum. So it is our final full day in Rome, and we are on the way to our, I believe, 13th country, because, you know, technically it counts as a country. We are on the way to Vatican City. We're about, I don't know, 4 minutes from entering. From what we read online, we're not going to be able to film in the Sistine Chapel. I don't know about the Vatican Museums. So hopefully there is a decent amount to show you guys, but I'm sure there will be plenty that we're not allowed to. So we'll show you what we can. We'll tell you about the experience after.
Okay, so I was thinking there would be kind of like a checkpoint system or something. We made sure we had our passports just in case, but it just seems like you just come on in. I'm sure there's more thorough security going into like the Basilica and the museum and stuff, but I think we're here in the Vatican City.
Being in Vatican City was absolutely surreal. It's one of the most iconic places on planet Earth, and it's truly every bit as beautiful as we expected. So the Vatican Museums was our major stop for the day, and we really had no idea what to expect other than seeing the Sistine Chapel. But to our surprise, although we shouldn't have been surprised, there was just so much to see here. We certainly weren't expecting to find Egyptian artifacts in the Vatican Museums, but there they were, and as if the stuff that we saw in the rest of Rome wasn't old enough, seeing things from thousands of years BC was truly mind-blowing. I mean, they even had mummified corpses.
So we've got this beautiful view here at the museum, and that sculpture is just like the one that we saw at the Trinity College in Dublin.
The sculptures and busts just keep going on and on and on.
It reminds me of museum in Florence with that one room.
Yes, absolutely. So by this point, we had spent hours exploring the museums, and we were starting to think, okay, we've probably seen most of it. There can't be that much more, right? We were wrong. So what is that again?
So I saw online that that was a bathtub that was made for, I believe, an emperor or a ruler. And it's huge.
There really seemed to be no end to this awe-inspiring experience. You enter a room, you look up, you look around, you enter another room just as beautiful, look up, look around. One thing I will say though is that there were so many murals that we saw that by the time we got to the Sistine Chapel, which again we're not allowed to show you, we were kind of muraled out This point right here is about when they told us that we can't film anymore, so we'll sort of skip ahead. But just know that the Sistine Chapel was absolutely beautiful, definitely worth it. But again, as I said, so many murals by that point that it did start to blur together.
We are on our way to Greece. We just got to the airport, and it is our first time in a long time since we have been in an airport. We've done lots of land travel since Madrid. Yeah, here you can swing more.
Yeah, a big part of this trip was we only wanted to do air travel where we absolutely needed to, and we didn't even really intend to take it once we got into Portugal. The plan was just everything over land from Portugal all the way down to Rome here, and then naturally having to fly to Greece. There were some changes, some tweaks made to the route once we got to Lisbon, and we decided the easiest thing would just be to fly to Madrid. But everything since Madrid, all, I don't know how many countries, maybe 8 or 9 countries since then, have all been just going by land, because we really wanted to see the landscape change. We wanted to feel the distance. We didn't just want to plane hop from city to city. So yeah, it's been a while since we've been on a plane. Something we weren't expecting, because we're here over 2 hours early, we were not expecting to actually have a gate. We're used to, whether it's trains or planes over here, only getting your gate like
Sometimes 10 minutes before
right.
boarding.
Yeah, so it's very, I don't know,
nice.
It's nice, it's relaxing to just know where we have to go and be there as early as we want to be there.
So, and we were recommended to get here 2 hours early, which is fine by me. We would have probably done that anyways, but now we actually get to know where we are. It's been super easy to find like check-in and everything, and we'll probably get a bite to eat and just chill and then go to Athens. It is literally a dream come true.
Just casually the Temple of Poseidon.
No view has actually brought me to tears, but this one has, so.